Okay, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is nothing but a delivery of various services by the cloud providers, okay, via internet. And why do we use cloud computing? Why most of the organization today use cloud computing? Because it has various benefits. Yes, right. What are the various benefits and what are the various characteristics of the cloud computing? On demand service. Okay, based on the demand, a cloud provider will provide service to all the consumers. And high availability, always the services are available. And another one is security and scalability. What is scalability? You can scale up the resources as and when required. Okay, any cloud network, okay, any cloud network will have these three components. One is client and the another one is distributed servers and the data centers. Okay, what is client? See this entire thing, one second. Okay, this entire thing, whatever here we are using, this entire thing, distributed server and data center. This is actually a cloud. Okay, this is actually a cloud. Okay, so all these are the client computers. All these are the client computers. With the help of these client computers and with the help of internet, we can actually connect to this cloud. And this cloud has these three components. One is client. Client is nothing but an interface. Okay, client is a device by which we can connect to the cloud. Okay, and the main component in this cloud environment is distributed servers and the data centers. Okay, what is the meaning of distributed servers? Yes, what is distributed server?
The servers are distributed across the various geographical sites on the internet.
Yes, the servers are distributed across various geographical locations. Okay, here. Okay, all the servers are distributed across various geographical location, and in this distributed server, there is one server known as central server. This central server will actually monitor all other servers. Okay, and it will also monitor a traffic that is going on and coming towards this central server. And this central server will use a special type of software that is known as middleware. Okay, this software will help all other computers to communicate with each other. And one of the component and data center. This data center is also one of the component of a cloud. What is this data center? It is actually a collection of various servers where you can actually place your application, everything in this server. Okay, and it can be accessed via internet. Okay, this is about the various components which we use in the cloud. Okay, and again I told client. What is client? Client is nothing but a device that the end user interact with the cloud. So we have three types of client. One is mobile and the thick client and the thin client. What is thick client? Thick client Thick client are the device which have hard disk. Okay, thick clients are the clients which have hard disk. Example is computers, laptops. And thin client is a client which do not have hard disk. Example is browser. Okay, browser, it can be any browser, Mozilla Firefox or Chrome. Okay, and the next concept here, it is cloud deployment model. ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cloud deployment model. One assignment question kuda kottidini. Explain cloud deployment models. So whatever the data that is present in the cloud, okay, will not be accessible to everyone. Okay, this data access depends upon the privileges that is being granted to the users. Okay, based on these privileges, we have 4 different cloud models. What are those? One is public cloud, and the another one is private cloud, hybrid cloud, and community cloud. So we will see one by one. So what is this public cloud? Okay, public cloud, as the name itself indicates, okay, all the services, see, every cloud will provide certain, every cloud service provider. Okay, what are the various cloud service providers? We have Amazon. Okay, Amazon is an organization which is providing its cloud services through Amazon Web Server. Okay, Amazon Web Server. And again, we have Microsoft organization. Microsoft organization is providing the cloud services with the help of Windows Azure, with the help of Windows Azure. And again, this public cloud, what is this public cloud? Okay, whatever the service that is provided by this public cloud will be accessible to general public. Okay, suppose say you have rented, okay, you have rented one server. Okay, you have rented one server from the Amazon Web Services. If you don't specify anything, okay, then that server will be public means that particular server will also be used by another organization. Okay, that particular server will also be used by another organization. In this public cloud, what happens means whatever the hardware, whatever the hardware, software, and the supporting infrastructure, everything will be managed by cloud service provider. You only just use the services that are given by the provider. Okay, rest remaining things, everything that is a hardware and the software or a infrastructure will always be owned and managed by a service provider. And some of the examples for this public cloud is AWS. Okay, AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. Again, EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Cloud Compute 2. Again, IBM. IBM is an organization which is providing cloud service through this IBM Smart Cloud. Again, Microsoft. Microsoft is an organization which is providing its service through Windows Azure. It is Windows Azure. Again, Google is providing a cloud service, Google Cloud Platform. Again, Rackspace is providing a cloud service through Rackspace Cloud. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? Can you listen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right? You understood, right? What is public cloud?
Yeah.
All the services will be shared. Okay, in case of public cloud, there is a sharing. Okay, all the resources or all the services, everything will be shared with all other organizations. Okay, since all the resources are shared by all the organization, many organization, hence this public cloud is cheaper when compared to the private cloud. This public cloud is cheaper. Why? Because the resources is being shared with large number of consumers. Again, reliable. What is the meaning of reliable? So we want to make everything work, even when there is a failure, even when one of the server goes down or one of the server fails, then also the services should be made available to the consumer. With the how, when one of the server goes down, actually the provider will provide you another new server. So that is one of the advantage. Okay, one is low cost and another one is reliable. And what is the main disadvantage of this public cloud? Means low security. Why low security? Means all your data, okay, you're storing all your data somewhere else in the server. Okay, and that server will be accessed by multiple organization. Okay, at that time you are not sure that whether your data is secure or not. Since the same resource is being shared by multiple organization, there can be some security issues. So in this public cloud, security is one of the concern. So again, when it comes, what is this private cloud? So private cloud, suppose say there is one organization, and it wants all its services and systems should be accessible within this organization environment. Only within the particular organization, I want to access all the services. Okay, services can be anything, either it is a storage or a server or a network or a firewall, anything. Everything should be confined to the same organization. At that time, an organization can actually choose for public cloud. Okay, even in this case, okay, we only use all the services will be operated within a particular organization, but everything else will be managed by a third party. Again, here also the various cloud providers are AWS. Okay, AWS is a cloud provider for private cloud as well as for a public cloud. Again, VMware is also one of the cloud provider. And the main advantage of using this private cloud is security. Okay, since everything, okay, you are storing all your information only. So you have a dedicated server for your organization. Everything will be stored in that dedicated server, and hence it ensures high security when compared to the public cloud. And one of the drawback, what is a drawback means restriction. Okay, this cloud, okay, when it is private cloud, it is only accessible within the organization, and also it is very difficult to deploy globally, cost. And see, you want one dedicated server or one dedicated storage only for your organization, okay, which becomes costlier. Okay, when compared to the public cloud, this private cloud is actually costly. Less scalability. Okay, what is this less scalability means? You cannot scale up your resources as and when required. Suppose say you have purchased around 1 terabyte of your data for your organization, or 10 terabytes of your data for your organization. That is the storage you have purchased. Okay, suddenly you require another, say, around 20 terabytes of data. At that time, suddenly you cannot scale, okay, because it is costly. Okay, suddenly you cannot scale up the resources or servers. Say you have purchased around 10 servers, suddenly you need another 10 servers. Okay, it is not possible because servers are very expensive. You cannot purchase as and when it is required. Hence, this private cloud is less scalable when compared to the public cloud. Again, hybrid cloud. What is this hybrid cloud? Okay, this hybrid cloud, it is actually a combination of both public cloud and private cloud. Say if an organization wants to store all private data, then it can choose the private cloud. If an organization wants to store its data or applications locally, then we can actually choose private cloud. And some of the very confidential information there is, which cannot be shared with the public. Okay, one second. Some of the application that can be present in public cloud, all the confidential information can be stored in the private cloud, and all the non-confidential information can be stored in the public cloud. Say NASA. One example is NASA. NASA is an organization which uses this hybrid cloud. I told you hybrid cloud, it is a combination of both private as well as public. Okay, so to store sensitive data or critical data, we use private cloud, and to store and share the data which is not sensitive, we use public cloud. Okay, and the advantage, what is the advantage? Okay, we can scale up the resources. Okay, since it is a combination of both private and public, we can scale up the resources as and when required. And it is cost effective. When compared to the private cloud, it is actually cheaper, but it is not cheaper when compared to public cloud. And the main drawback is networking issue. Since it is a combination of both private and public, networking, okay, establishing a very good network becomes complex. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಇಂದು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ. So again, we have one more type of cloud, that is a community cloud. What is this community cloud? Community, what is the meaning of community? Community represents some group. Okay, community represents some group. Say there are several organizations where all the organization are working on some joint project. Okay, all the organization are working on the same project. At that time, they can use this community cloud. Whatever the project work they are doing, all those data, everything, they will update in one central cloud. Okay, In that time, we can use community cloud. When several organizations are working on the same project, then at that time all the organization can opt for this community cloud. And again, this community cloud, which is more secure than public cloud, but it is less secure than private cloud. So here there is a diagram. Okay, here we have three types of cloud. Okay, when you see here public cloud, see, when you see a public cloud, in the public cloud, we have various data centers. We have various, what is data center? Data center is nothing but a collection of various servers. Okay, all these data centers are present at different locations. Okay, we don't know. When you opt for a public cloud, your data can be stored in any of these servers. Okay, and when you see the private cloud, say one within this one organization, the data center is present in the same organization. And when it comes to hybrid cloud, it will use both the services, that is private cloud, as well as it will hybrid both private cloud as well as the public cloud. Clear drawings. Okay. So, and the next concept, okay, next concept is cloud service models. Okay, this cloud service model is also known as cloud delivery models. Okay, this cloud is providing us a various services. Say it is providing us hardware as a service, database as a service, and again tools as a service. So lot of services has being provided by this cloud. Okay, among all those services, we have these three main services. What are the main services that is being provided by any cloud provider is, one is software as a service, and another one is platform as a service, again infrastructure as a service. Okay, we will see one by one. So the first one is software as a service. Okay, in this one, so what are the various cloud providers? I told you, right? So in today's market, Amazon Web Service and Windows Azure, they are the major cloud providers. Okay, today they are the major cloud providers. Okay, say you Amazon Web Service. Okay, assume that you want to buy software as a service through Amazon Web Service cloud provider. So in that case, what the Amazon Web Service will do, they will provide you a software or application. Okay, they will provide you a working software or a functioning software or a application, and depending upon the usage of the software, you have to pay for the provider. And in this case, since the software is provided to you means consumer, software will be provided to you, you have to pay for the software for the number of hours being used, and you don't have to worry about the software maintenance. Okay, software maintenance means how upgrading the software and all those things. Okay, and this is more expensive. Why it is more expensive, I will tell you later. Okay, software as a service. Okay, in case of software as a service, they will say they will provide you a Windows. Okay, Windows is a software, any software. Okay, for this software as a service, one example is Gmail. Okay, Gmail is one of the example. We all are using Gmail, yes, right? But we don't know how actually the messages will be translated in the background, how actually the messages is being translated. We don't have to worry about all those things. It is software. Gmail is one of the service that is being provided by Google, so we are just using it. Again, Google Docs is also one of the example for software as a service. We are just using that Google Docs. Again, Dropbox, that is also one of the service that is being provided by Google. Okay, Google is providing its services through Google Platform Cloud Provider. So now again we have platform as a service. So and this software as a service will actually be used by an end user. Okay, this software as a service will be used by end users. End users means we, the normal users, will use this one. Again, platform as a service. What is this platform as a service? Okay, here the cloud provider, say AWS will be providing as a platform, say you, on which a software can be developed and deployed. So you have already developed one application by using certain programming language. You need an environment to upload your software. In that time, the Google or AWS will provide you a platform to actually upload your software. See, in this case, here what is the responsibility of, see, this platform as a service will actually be used by a developer. So here, what is the responsibility of developer? Means the developer has to only take care of the code, okay, code that he has written. He has, here the user or the developer has to manage the code and not the infrastructure. Okay, we only have to take care of the code we have written. Okay, we are not going to worry about other rest of the infrastructure. And this, the next one is infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure as a service. So what is this infrastructure? Means servers, network, and storage. So again, these services, every service will be provided to you on pay as you go basis. Okay, in this case, suppose say you have a one website, you have designed one website, and you want a server. Okay, you want one server to host a website. In that case, you can use this one. You actually opt for this infrastructure as a service. So users has developed the code using some platform to host the application. The user needs storage. Say you want to host that particular website. At that time, you need some servers and also some storage. In that case, you can actually go for this infrastructure as a service. Here, see here, there is a one diagram. Okay, in this one, software as a service. Okay, in this software as a service, there are many things. Okay, application, runtime, security and integration, database, servers, virtualization, server hardware, storage, and networking. Okay, when it comes to software as a service, okay, the cloud provider will give you a required software, and all these things, okay, all these things are required, okay, for managing one particular software. Okay, that is applications, runtime, everything. Okay, everything will be taken care by the vendor, or everything will be managed by the vendor. And hence, since everything will be managed by the vendor, this software as a service is very expensive. And when it comes to platform as a service, okay, you have developed your own application. Okay, you need some, say you have developed one own application, and to run that application, you need a compiler. Okay, that runtime means you need a compiler. So again, you need a compiler. So all these things, okay, in case of platform as a service, you are actually developed your own application, and to upload your application, you actually need a runtime environment, that is a compiler. Okay, in this case, all these things, okay, runtime, security, required databases, servers, virtualization, hardware, storage, everything will be taken care by vendor. You only have to manage your code in platform as a service. In software as a service, you don't have to manage anything. You will just use the software provided to you. In platform as a service, you only have to manage the code which you have written. Okay, this will be used by developer, and this software as a service will be used by end users. And when it comes to infrastructure as a service, okay, in this case, you have written some code, some program, some application, you have created some application, you have your own platform, you have your own compiler, and you are also using certain databases, and you are also using some security measures. Okay, in this case, here to store, okay, to store whatever the application you have developed, you need a space. Okay, you need some storage. Okay, you will actually use the storage, some networking, hardware, and virtualization servers. Okay, in this case, infrastructure as a service, all these things, all the four above, which which are mentioned here, that is application runtime. All these things is managed by you, and the rest remaining things will be managed by vendor. Since half of the things you are only managing, yes, right? That is why this infrastructure as a service is less expensive when compared to software as a service. Okay, understood? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.